This little video presents and discusses some of the details that are characteristic for the M9 Velomobile. I hope you will like it. I've stopped here in the shade on this beautiful but hot Saturday afternoon to do a little supplementary video to the M9 after 10,000 kilometer video that I did recently, where I used a ride with a couple of friends to speak about my experiences over, what is it now, 18 months of riding the M9. Also doing some long distances, the Super Randonneur Brevet series, Paris-Brest-Paris. The last long one I did was the 600K here in the Eifel Mountains 2 months back, I believe. And this video is to show you some of the detail. And that's why I'm filming it with my iPhone. I don't need 360 degree for that. I will just speak about some of the things that I noticed, some of the things that you may be interested in or that are worth watching when you begin to ride an M9. Okay, let's go. Let's begin with the cockpit position. I think it is near perfect. I have my Garmin bike computer there with navigation and everything. I have these two rear view mirrors and they allow excellent view to the rear. I thought that was not possible. These had to be mounted on the sides or on top of the shell. But when your head is in the right position, you have good view. And that's what is the starting point when you fit or get fitted into your M9, is that your head is in exactly that position that allows you to freely use both rear view mirrors, and then you're sitting right, and everything else follows from there. Now next is the cockpit. Cockpit opening is larger than in some of the other performance models like the Alpha 7 or the DF or the Snook, which is good for getting in and out for me as an old man. So that, I think, is a plus. Let's go further back and see the two Kellerman rear lights. And there you see my Garmin Varia radar light. It is the German legal version, which has no blinking rear light. I very much like the alert function of the Garmin, especially on these roads I ride around here, you know, where there isn't much traffic and you can be riding for quite some time without traffic and you tend to be less attentive. And the radar is very accurate, is very reliable. So I like that a lot. As you will notice, even on a bright day like this, I run my daytime running lights. They are very good. I really love the Lupine SLAX headlight here. It is very efficient. It is bright enough during the day, particularly over the longer distances, and it's even sufficient. If you're not riding in total darkness, you can also use it as a night light. Will be consuming less energy. Okay, now let's have a look at the I don't know if you can see that here. You see the scratches on the front hatch. That has blown away once. I think it is advisable to secure all hatches. This has flown away once and I've got these marks on it. These have flown away several times. I think I will secure that, like many others, with some tape here or there, and that should prevent it from flying away. The the rear derailleur access hatch I have secured with an extra Velcro in here, so it attaches here and then attaches to all the outside Velcros all around. All right, further on to the light. You will see here the 12-volt battery, Lupina battery. Once you get used to how to charge them and use the Lupina Charger 1 charger, that's no problem. I like them. I like them a lot. They're very reliable. They are very well insulated, durable, and the positioning there is just fine. And on top of that, you see the two switches. The one is for the light. Now it is in daytime running light position. The middle position of the lower one is lights off, and the down position is I don't know what. I don't use that at all because I have the remote, which is here. Wait a minute. This is the remote for the Lupina headlight. Oh, I think the down switch there is permanent brake light on the rear. It serves as a sort of fog light. Now I have this remote switch. Wait a minute, where is it? There it is. Okay, the remote switch, which allows me to toggle between daytime running light and nighttime light, and I also have a switch to have the high beam on. Okay, another thing that you may notice is these little protectors there and there to cover the steering arms of the tank steering, so that no dust or water gets in here. Here you see the shifting. Shifter cable goes up here and around to the back, which is very nice because that way I can, when I have my arms out when climbing, I can steer with by grabbing the shifter cable, which is convenient. Okay, further to the front, you see here the 60 teeth single chain wheel. I ride 60 teeth in front and a rotor 12-speed cassette 11 to 52 in the back. Here are the two luggage compartments. This one takes my puncture kit with pump and spare tubes and repair kits, and this one has spare tires. Oh, there's another spare tire under that also, as spare tires and my first aid kit. You'll notice here the bug box, which is something that Velomobil Nord offers. Very convenient. You can direct the airflow here. You can close this. I have it now fully open, and there's a protector so bees and wasps won't get in there. Mosquitoes will, but bees and wasps won't, which I think is nice. I like that. It's an add-on. You can get it from Velomobil Nord in Germany, Sven Krell. Here you see the Garmin pedals. So what else do I need to show you? One thing I wanted to show you, and I have to turn off the camera for that for a moment. I will take the seat out because the seat is rather unique. It's not as unique to the Alpha series, but in the Velomobil world, I think this seat is not very common. And you see, it is attached here with two bolts, which just plops in. Let's see if I can get that out. Yeah, see, took that out. Normally I can't do it with one hand, but I'll try now. Oh yeah, I can. You see, now I take the whole seat out. Super lightweight and extremely stiff. I have not been in a seat as stiff as this one is, because it attaches on these 2 points at the upper end and on both outsides of the lower end, and the points to anchor the seat are here and there. And this is absolutely the stiffest seat I have been in. The remarkable thing is that the M9 is so wide. You see, so wide on the shoulders here that I would have to use big shoulder pads to somehow get a touch on my shoulders. But with this seat and the tank steering riding position, I don't need any of them. I'm planted in the seat, also on high-speed turns. It's remarkable. Here's a little extra, which I believe nowadays is standard, which is a cover for the rear cassette and chain. Very useful. Unfortunately, they don't offer a shelf up there, which is a pity, because if they had, you could also use the inside of the hump for sleeping bag, for example, on long travels. Now, one thing to watch is the chain tubes, particularly the one of the drivetrain, of the power side of it. This is the return side. This is the return side. This is the power side. I had this coming off and working its way towards the chain wheel, which is not nice, and it's not. It always happens in the middle of the night, or when it's raining, or whatever. In any case, it happened to me, and I had some issues, and it took me a while to find out that it's actually this where the problem is. So I had to cut off a little bit from that tube and stuff it back in, and I've now secured the position of the power side chain tube with these two straps. And you see, I've put a bit of rubber in between to not bend the chain tube too much, so that the chain will still run through it nicely. Okay, needless to say, the M9 has plenty of space. I believe you cannot see this here because it's too dark, or maybe too much light outside, but I assure you it has all the space and more you need for a several-week camping trip. There's one more thing that I wanted to show you, and for that I definitely have to turn off the camera now and turn it on later. So the M9 uses a different system to mount the wheels. It's an axle that you can take out, and I'll just put this here just to make sure that the bolts are tight, because I recently changed the wheels. So you just unscrew that bolt, and then you can pull back the wheel a bit, and then take it out. So you don't need to take the bolt all the way out. You just pull it back until here, and then you can pull the wheel back and sort of slide it out. Very convenient, very quick. And I have friends who don't bother to change tube and tire. They just change the entire wheel. They have a wheel in the back, and in the back of this you can easily fit 2 spare wheels. So I've done that before. Well, I'm of the classic type, tire and tube. So here you see we're trying that again. Also checking that bolt there. Yeah, they are both tight. Here you see the hatch is missing. It flew away, unfortunately, at a time when I was riding in the back of the pack, so nobody saw it and nobody recovered it. Oh, okay, it's a pity. But it takes a while for Velomobile World to supply me with spare parts. I think it's 10 weeks now that they have not been able to deliver a new pair to me. So here's the bolt to maneuver the M9, very practical. And up there, that little knob, that's the glued on mount for my Garmin Verb 360 camera. All right, I think that is it. I think everything else I have mentioned in my other video. If there's anything that you'd like to know and or missing from this video and the previous one, just let me know in the comments, and I will try to provide that information. See here in the back of the holes, that's not just a design feature, that's pretty functional, I have to say. I've been in many velomobiles and have been riding in hot weather and very hot weather, up to 42 degrees Celsius, and this construction has by far the best airflow management that I have had. I also have the hood. I don't ride with the hood very much, otherwise I would be able to say more about that. But when I ride open cockpit like today, the airflow inside is steady and is very controlled. So it's not like in the old days in the Quest you would get massive air through the big footholes, and it would in an uncontrolled fashion exit through the big cockpit opening. And the airstream inside the M9 feels much more controlled, much more steady, because the air streams past you and exits on the rear. I think that's very smart, and I think that will be the standard for future velomobiles anyway, and it is in most new types already. There were two things I didn't like about my M9. The first was ground clearance, and the second was the turning circle. With the second, I learned to live. With the first, I had to make a change. I had to reinforce the foot bulges because I had so many scratches in the carbon fiber that went deep. And second, I adjusted the ground clearance by adding or changing the composition of the elastomers in such a way that I gained a few centimeters of more ground clearance, and that did it. The M9 has a different McPherson strut system. It's actually probably not a McPherson strut anymore. So the struts for the front wheels and also the damper in the rear are all as elastomer and not a spring anymore. That's where it comes out. Here you see a spring, and it's nice when you ride, you see it moving. What's important to watch is that these elastomers have a trend or tendency to begin squeaking after a while when they when you have ridden long or hard and long and ride over rough surfaces, either very rough asphalt or cobblestone, then there's so much movement in there that they begin squeaking because they rub against each other. You get rid of that squeaking if you just take it out and take the different elastomer pieces off and put some grease between them and put it back together. That should take care with the squeaking until the grease has disappeared after I don't know how much time. And what it's important is that you have the right kind of mount here, where the strut arm comes up through the through the wheel arch shell. There's a piece that goes in there that protects the carbon fiber and prevents lateral movement, which will over time enlarge the hole, and then sort of you have uncontrolled movement of the strut that you don't want. So that's a point to watch. In the old days with the spring struts, you would every once in a while drop a bit of oil into the hole up here. This is not necessary anymore. There is no hole. There's just a screw up there to hold this spring in place. And the elastomers don't need any oiling, but they need some greasing every once in a while to give you a very quiet ride. Hope I've covered some of the close-up points, details that you might be interested in. As I said before, leave me questions in the comments if you need to know more.